we are back. So, first things first, everything is bad. Like, I mean, everything is bad, but in terms of like this video, I know the lighting, the sound, the camera quality, they are terrible. And that's because I haven't bought any new equipment at all. Like no ring light, no actual camera, and no mic. I'm just using my phone. Poor. Anyway, hi, welcome back. So, apologies for the lack of quality, but I'm not really thinking about investing too much on this YouTube thing. Not yet, anyway. So, first of all, hi, we are back. We're back. Haven't seen my first video and you want to see it, then first of all, why? And second, I'm just gonna... It's in my channel. My channel has like 2 videos, that video and this video, so look it up, ho! Now, first things first, even though I'm not really investing too much on this YouTube thing, I did make some efforts. I mean, first of all, I'm filming this. I'm making a YouTube video. And I'm also gonna edit this. So, for now, that's probably enough work. Also, I also made an intro and an outro. I've been wanting to say this for a long time. And now I finally get to say it. Cue the intro! Okay, so you're probably thinking, why the fuck did you make a YouTube video? Why the fuck are you making a YouTube video? Why did you make a YouTube channel? That's because this is a backup. Just in case. Just in case. Just in case. Just in case I fail law school. Because this semester has been a very close call. Very close call. We have 9 subjects. We had 9 subjects last semester. And I got 75 on 4 of them. Tres. So, first things first, you probably already know by the title of the video, I'm going to be talking about law school in the pandemic, or online law school. As you all know, I am a law student. Probably the only personality trait I have left is being a law student. Okay, that's actually a lie. I have multiple personalities. Now, first of all, it's 2021 and this coronavirus thing, COVID, Miss COVID, is still here. She's still here. You know, back then, when they first started canceling classes, somewhere around March, I kind of thought that it was just going to last 2 weeks. And look where we are now. We have come so far. Okay, now during this pandemic, of course, DepEd, CHED, they were thinking, no academic freeze. No, we're going to continue with classes because education is important. They're probably like that. And now, I'm also a victim. I'm also a student, so I also had to participate in online classes. Basically, in this video, I'm going to be talking about all the struggles I felt or I experienced with this online class schedule thing, program. So anyway, the first struggle that I encountered with this online class is that, well, pangit among internet, okay? We all know PLDT, we all know Globe, and kabalto sa ilahang internet service, and it's bad. Like, way pulos.
Did I lie?
I mean, naay pulos usahay, but like, usahay wala dyan pulos. Like, oh my god. One time, habang nag-resit ni, natawag ko sa resit, and with recitations in law school, or case recitations in law school, you have to cite the facts of the case, the issue in the case, and the ruling of the Supreme Court in case. Now, of course, natawag ako, so, blah blah blah, talk, facts. So, natapos ko na i-discuss yung facts, and then, biglang nagsabi ang prof na, Verge, ano yun? Hindi kita marinig. And I was like, attorney, which part po ang hindi niyo narinig? And attorney was like, hindi ko narinig lahat, Verge. I've been talking for 3 minutes and the fucking internet betrayed me. PLDT, why would you do this? Thinking about it now, maybe, we can't really blame PLDT. Wait, no, we can. I was gonna say na madami nakakonect ngayon sa PLDT, everybody needs internet, so probably may strain sa linya. But like, even before online class, this has been an issue with PLDT. So, PLDT, get your act together, sis. Well, regarding my classmates, some of my classmates have expressed their struggles with internet, particularly because one, maybe layo ang ilahang balay, or two, hinay jud ang signal sa ilaha. I mean, me, for example, hinay jud ang signal dire sa PLDT, sa Globe. Hinay jud. Taga-apukon ko from Tagum, dili man jud siya layo from the main city, but it's far enough nga usahay dili tarong ang internet. So, usahay like mawala-wala, like bye. Yeah. Hinay jud ang internet dire. Like, one time, I mean, this was, share ko lang. One time in college, this professor was like, tagasan ka sa Tagum, Verge. And I'm like, taga-apukon, ma'am. And she was like, apukon, di ba basakan man na? And I'm like,
I'm about to beat this bitch up.
ho? Excuse you? The fuck? So anyway, I got kind of annoyed, like, what the heck? What I ever do to you? Anong anaman ko nimo? But she's not entirely wrong. Medyo lapokon jud sa amua. And hinay jud ang signal. I can't. I mean, pasalamat na lang ko nga gabi ang online classes, because if morning, halos wala jud signal diri. It's bad. Another issue with this online class business is the gadgets. Daghan kay kailangan na gadgets, like kailangan camera 1, kailangan camera 2, diraa and diria. Lisod sa uban nga pangit ang camera dire or pangit ang camera dire. Me, for example, let me introduce you to Miss Lenovo. She has been with me for almost or more than 6 years. If this was a human, she would be a 92-year-old geriatric grandma with Alzheimer's. This hoe, grabe na kahinay. Pati ako, gusto na ko mawala. Because tungkol sa kahinay ani niya. One time, habang ka-exam ni, kanya akong gigamit nga laptop for camera 1 and para ma-access ang exam. So I was just like, ooh. And so, naay camera dire. And nanami sa Google Meet on both devices. And nagsabi na si attorney, okay, the exam has been posted. You may start now. And diri ako mo ni akong device 1. So, diri ko mag-access sa exam. Now, ginapislit na ako ang new tab sa Google Chrome. And then, this bitch froze. Naghang. Nga magsugod na kong exam. Like, gingnan ako ni attorney na, Mr. Boy, sir, have you accessed the exam yet? And I was like, wala pa, sir. I had to restart my laptop because this bitch, she did a hariroke. You know that meme hariroke where he was like, she did that. She did that on my exam. I have a new laptop now. She's great. She's a big thick bitch and I love her so much. She is my child, my literal child. But this one, she is my grandma and I am about to commit euthanasia. I'm just kidding. There's still a lot of valuable files on there that I haven't transferred to my new laptop yet. Bunch of Word documents, movies, porn. Another issue is with the device too. This is the phone I'm using right now. Actually, this phone, I have no complaints. It runs well, it's fast. Now my issue regarding phones is that for some reason, none of the phone chargers in this house work. None of them work properly. Like, this is how chargers are supposed to work. You're on your phone and you're like, ooh, scrolling through Facebook, scrolling through Twitter or Instagram or whatever. And then your phone notifies you, hey, says I'm at 15%. Maybe you could charge me. And then you're like, oh, okay. And then you plug that hoe in with the charger. And then it charges, like from 15%, it goes to 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And you're still on your phone, like scrolling Facebook or like playing games, and it still goes up. The number goes up. Now the problem with the chargers in this house, literally every single charger, is that whenever I plug it in, it says that it's charging. But the numbers grow from 15 to 14, 13, 12, 11, and so on. What is up with that? The only time that it goes up is when I don't do anything to it. Like I close all the background apps, I close all the apps, and I just put it there. The problem is, the battery drains whenever I'm in Google Meet. You know Google Meet, Zoom, those video conference apps, they drain a lot of your battery life. And so I could go from 60%, let's say, or I could go from 80%. And by the time I'm finished with a 2-hour subject, I would be at 20%. And then I'm like a quarter into the second subject, and my phone is like, hey, I'm at 15%, charge me. And then I plug in the charger, and then I check. And from 15, it went to 14. I have tried every single charger in this house, and they all give the same results. So I don't know what is up with that. Literally one time, I was taking an exam, and again, device 1, device 2. This is another exam aside from the one I told you about earlier. Device 2 is my phone, and we were in Zoom. And so, the battery gets drained. And so, nag-notify na siya na, uy, 15% na, time to charge. So I was like, book. And now I couldn't check if bumaba ba. I was just like, okay, I'm going to trust that this time, the charger will work. I was just answering like, ooh, mali niya akong answer, but like, whatever. And then, in the corner of my eye, nakita ko na parang nag-black na bigla yung phone. And I was like, shit. And so, na-disconnect ako sa Zoom meeting. I don't know if tinawag ako na like, if my attention got called na like, Mr. Boy, sir, your camera, your device too. I don't know. Because na-off na yung phone ko. So what I had to do is, nanghiram na lang ako ng power bank. Mas malakas pa ang power bank kaysa charger. Why is that? Like, may something ba sa kuryente dito? What is happening? Anyway, speaking of kuryente, you all remember my story na basakan ang apokon? You all remember when I told you that? Yeah, I told you that like 5 minutes ago. Now, diri sa Tagum, if you don't know, we get very frequent brownouts. One time, we were about to have a quiz. I was preparing for the quiz. I was like reading. I was preparing for the quiz and then nag-announce na si Aterina, okay, I have posted the link to the quiz. You may answer now. And before I could press the link, biglang nag-brown out. I wanted to cry. Like, brown out during a quiz. And I was like, oh my god, Bim. You know? Buti na lang medyo mataas pa yung battery ng phone ko. May data din ako. But what if nagka-problema din ako sa phone? What if nagka-problema din ako sa data? GG. 0 sa exam. Another issue I have, and this, it's more personal na talaga. Like, it's me as a person. My struggles, like not relating much to technology or the lack of it. As a person, I am easily distracted. Very easily distracted. Like, the professor could be talking there, like, passionately talking with all the movements and all the... You get what I'm saying? Like, passionate na sila masyado sa tinuturo nila. I'd be there, like, listening for like 10 minutes. I'd be like, yes, I understand. I'd be like that for 10 minutes. And then, my brain randomly goes, what if there was a mind reader in your class? And I'd be like, dude, shit, man. What if? And so I spent the next 30 minutes thinking about, oh my god, what if there's a mind reader here? In my mind, I'd be like, boo! To scare the mind reader. I don't know why I do that. I spent 30 minutes thinking what if my classmates might be a mind reader and they're reading my mind. And then I spent another 30 minutes thinking, what if I was the mind reader? And then I look at a random classmate and I'm like, but it doesn't work. It never does. Where was I going with this? Yeah, I'm very easily distracted. That's actually one of the main reasons why I chose to go to law school in Davao. As you may or may not know, I'm currently studying law school at University of Southeastern Philippines, USCP Naming Liag. The quality of the education is good, which I have no complaints. Well, anyway, the main reasons why I chose USEP is because the tuition is affordable without compromising the quality of the education. That's one of the main reasons. Another reason why I chose somewhere in Davao is because I cannot study here in Tagum. In high school, I did not care at all about my education. One time, in our chemistry exam, I slept because I didn't know the answers and I was feeling sleepy. So I slept. I was in the back of the class and the teacher was right there and I slept. Now in college, I decided, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna do this right. So I went to college in Davao because if I were to study here in Tagum, I would not be able to concentrate at all. For example, right now in law school, last year I was in Davao studying and I was just in our little apartment, boarding house. I don't know what it's called anymore. But essentially, there's just one bed and one small fridge. At night, I'd be studying. I actually do study. Like, that's not a joke. If you don't study, you fail. And in law school, even if you do study, you can still fail. So anyway, I was studying. I was studying in my boarding house in Davao and I was like, I'm hungry. So I checked the fridge and I was like, there's not really anything to eat here. So I closed the fridge and then I was like, what if I went to McDonald's? But then I checked the time and it's already 11 p.m. So I'm like, I don't really want to go outside at this hour. So I'm forced to stay inside and study. Now here in Tagum, I'd be studying, and then I'd think, I'm hungry. And then I open our big ass fridge, and I might see like some fruits, a cake, some donuts, some leftover pizza, and I'd be like, alright, alright. And so I'd spend the next 10 minutes eating. And even if, for example, there's nothing to eat in the fridge, then I'd go to the pantry and I'd be like, oh, pancit canton. I can make that. And I'd be like, for 10 minutes. I'd be wasting 10 minutes. Of course, nagkaon ako merienda and I'm like, medyo busog naman. And so I'd be like, katugo naman ko eh. And so matulog ko. I'm not drunk. Another reason why I can't study here in Tagum is because the PS4 is here. You're probably thinking, wow, nasa PS4. Wow. Like, bitch, no. I got it in like 2019. Literally 1 month after I got the PS4, Sony announced the PS5. But anyway, if you know me, you'd know that I like games. Gamer things. Gamer things. You all know that I'm a gamer. And ever since they announced the PS4, I have wanted it so bad. Well, not really. I wanted the 3DS, but I didn't get that either. But like, I was also thinking, the PS4, I've always like subliminally told my parents na, oh, look, a PS4. Like, every time they would buy toys for my younger brother, every time we take him to go, for example, Toys R Us, every time we take him to Toys R Us, he'd be like, ooh, toys, I want the Minecraft toys. He'd be like that. I'd be by, you know that stall that with the glass door, and there's like the screen that shows PS4 games, and then there's actual PS4 games and the actual PS4 below it. Yeah, I'd just be like, I'd just be like staring at it. And I know my parents noticed. Like, they'd be like, did y'all see something? Because I didn't see nothing. They were like that for like 4 years. But then, I managed to convince my younger brother, hey, dude, the PS4 is good. And so, he was like, pa, gusto kong PS4. And my dad was like, okay. And so they got a PS4. Anyway, we got the PS4. Ever since I got that in December of 2019, I have been playing it every chance I could get. Like Monster Hunter World, Dissidia, Spider-Man, Kingdom Hearts, Diablo. For example, in the second semester, it was already 2020, maybe January or February. We were about to have our Oblicon exam. Oblicon exam. I told myself, I'm gonna study the weekend that I'm in Tagum. My situation is, from Monday to Saturday, I'm in Davao, but I always go home to Tagum on Sunday. So I told myself, I'm gonna study the entire Sunday because it's Oblicon and I have to pass. I lied. I played Diablo 3 for 8 hours straight. The only breaks I would get were bathroom breaks and lunch breaks. That's it. Do you know what my score on the Oblicon exam is? Line of 5. Disgraceful. Anyway, that's the reason why I can't study here in Tagum. I get easily distracted. And so I always end up playing games like every day. Speaking of a game I play every day, Genshin Impact. Oh god, it has ruined my life. No, actually, it's ruined my life. I am this close to spending money on the game. I swore to myself I'd never do that again. After what happened with Hearthstone. You also know that game? Very pay to win. I wasted thousands of pesos on Hearthstone. And then I decided, this is toxic. Let's break up. Anyway, I started playing Genshin Impact around October of 2020. Like, in the middle of the first semester, I started playing Genshin Impact. If you know me, I am a sucker for RPGs. And I am also a sucker for gacha games. You know, like, it's a gamble. I am addicted to gambling. Some of the comments I read about Genshin Impact is that people start to lose interest in the game because they couldn't get any 5 stars, any 5-star heroes. But I was one of the lucky ones. I got 2 5-star heroes in my first 40 pulls. That just hooked me into the game. I have not stopped playing since October. I play Genshin Impact every day. I'm not even lying. I play it every day for at least an hour, like just to finish my dailies, just to spend my resin. Basically, I just play the game every day for like maybe an hour. And it has ruined my life. I play Genshin Impact every day, so is it really any surprise why I almost failed law school? No, absolutely not. This is all my fault. Well, we all know whose fault this really is. I really wish she'd go away. Anyway, yeah, I get easily distracted, so ever since college, my strategy has always been to remove myself from the temptation. Which is why I studied in Davao and not here in Tagum, because I can't study here in Tagum. And now, since I'm always in my house and always in my room, I see the PS4 every day. And so I end up playing with the PS4 every single day, which is a detriment to my mental health and to my academics. You're probably thinking, why don't you just go to Davao? Why don't you just stay in your apartment without bringing your PS4 and just study there? I would love to go back to Davao, but firstly, my dad won't let me. And secondly, the compound or the village where we were staying at, or where our boarding house was located, one of the boarders there actually contracted COVID and he died. That's what I heard from the owner of the village, or the owner of the compound. I'm scared to go back there. And I'm just scared to go back to Davao in general, because first of all, am I gonna have to quarantine myself for 2 weeks? I don't wanna do that. And second, no offense to the people in Davao right now, but there's still a lot of cases, and I'd really rather just stay here and suffer than to stay there and suffer more. Another reason why I can't study here is because I am the eldest child in an Asian household. You know what that means? Sugo. Sugoon ka sa imong parents, sugoon ka sa imong mga igsuon. Some of you out there na, daghan po og mga igsuon, you'd probably say nga, ako man ang eldest, dapat ang mga manghod ang sugo-sugoon. That's not the situation here. Halos ako ginasugo sa tanan, because first of all, akong younger brother, he is 9. Sugoon na mo siya padulong sa tindahan. My parents are like, no. And then akong sister. I guess you could say we have the typical Asian sibling relationship. Like, sa among balay karon, Ang pantry is nasa sulod sa kwarto sa akong sister. So every time gutomon ko, like mangita kong chichirya or whatever, abrihan ako. And the way I greet my sister is, nga na among relationship. We're close, but like, anyway, ang akong sister, every time sugo na siya, moingon na siya nga, Kuya, ikaw lang anto sa tindahan, B, kay wala ko nakabra. Nya pagawason ko ninyo. I'm like, and so ako ang permiti sugoon. Usahay po like, habang kaklase ko, and like, naay kinahanglan akong parents or akong mga manghod, like naa sa akong kwarto, they just be like,
somebody wants.
So yeah, anyway, like 2021 na, wala pa na human, and it looks like online classes gyapon may this second sem. So whatever. I mean, okay naman. I mean, nagpalit na mig bagong charger, but for some reason dili gyapon siya gagana. Ga-drain gyapon maski ga-charge. I don't know why. But also I have a new laptop, so that's great. That's great. But with all the other struggles like internet and distractions na gihapon, I guess what I'm trying to ask myself is, have you learned your lesson? And the answer is, we all know the answer. I have not learned my lesson. But anyway, all that's in the past. I'm in my, what do you call this? I'm in my sem break right now. It's been going fine. The sem break's been going great for me, but I'm sure some other people out there are still suffering. I know I'm struggling, and I'm one of the more privileged ones. I have gadgets here. The internet is still bad, but sometimes it works, so I can't really think too badly about it. I was one of the lucky ones. I already calculated my grades, like even before they posted them on like the USEP portal. And I know for sure that there's one subject that I really failed at, but maybe by some miracle or through a cutoff or through some adjustments, I was able to make it to 75. And I'm forever grateful for all the professors I had this sem. Speaking of the professors in this sem, another struggle I had was that I was the beadle in one subject. I don't know if you know this, but I have pretty bad social anxiety. Sometimes my mind just goes blank whenever I'm speaking with someone else. At the start of the semester, when they were announcing that, oh, we need beadles for every subject, I did not volunteer. I was one of the people who were volunteered. Like, oh, si Verge na lang aning nga subject. And I was like, But they were like, oh, don't worry, Verge. We're gonna help you. We're gonna help you. And I was like, okay, fine. And so, I became the beadle in one subject. Now, being a beadle, it doesn't really affect my academics too much. I mean, it's just really like chatting with the professor, like what's gonna happen, somewhere along those lines, but more respectful. No offense to this professor, but he's scary. He scares me. And so, every time that my classmates were like, Verge, pangutana daw si attorney if Verge, pangutana daw if Verge, I was like, okay. Every time mag-chat ko kay attorney, I am filled with dread. Parang kalitra ko niya kasamaan. If you're one of my classmates and you're watching this, which, why are you watching this? How's my performance as a beadle? Because I'm very insecure and I need to know how I did. Being a beadle is essentially being a liaison between the class and the professor. And it doesn't really affect my studies that much, but I did take some small blows to my mental health because of some event in the past. I do not like talking or befriending teachers. And I'm not gonna say too much about that subject, but just know that I don't like making friends with professors. Essentially, I was the beetle, and I don't know how I did, but I think all my classmates pretty much hate me now. So yeah, those are just some of the struggles I felt during this online class thing. And again, I said I was one of the lucky ones because I almost failed, but I made it, like hanging on by a finger. But of course, some of my classmates, some of my friends, unfortunately did not escape from the semester unscathed. Let's just say that. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. And also, one of my friends also nagbuhat na siya iyahang YouTube channel, and I think like unlike me, I think ginaseryoso na jud to niya ang iyahang YouTube na channel. So please please support Dwayji Rides on YouTube. I-link lang nako, I guess, sa description. I say that like I'm an actual YouTuber. But I guess I kind of am. I think I made this work. Subscribe to @Dwayji Rides on YouTube if you're into biking and that sort of thing. And leave a like on this video and leave a comment. Ugh, I hate saying that. Ew. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me rant. I guess this is just a rant. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye!